What's up everyone, welcome back. Professor Mike, Coach T here from Grace Bar Round A Leeds. Here in the UK, I'm going to talk to you this week about the half guard. Alright, pretty much my favourite position in Jiu-Jitsu right now. Gives us a great control over our opponent, we can manage distance, and gives us an instant access to their hips and the inside space we need to sweep our opponent well. And when we land on top, of course, we normally land in half guard or in a great passing position. That's why I like it so much. Alright, so today I'm going to show you my favourite entry into the hips. And why is that important? Well, if we can get a connection deep to our opponent's hips, that will enable us to get to what I call the checkmate position in the half guard. Because if I can get here, our opponent's pretty much done. The sweeps are all laid out in front of me and I just pick. Alright, whichever one I want. Or maybe I'll pick this one, they defend, I go here. But if I can get to the checkmate position around the hips, position's pretty much done. Alright, what's it look like? Well, I'm going to show you from some different angles. Ultimately, I need to get low enough for my opponent's hips that I have my arm around where his belt will be. Okay? Anything other than that is not deep enough connection to the hip and you will fail. So I want to be around the belt line, okay, around the hip line of my opponent, and I'm aiming to create from this side with my shoulder around to the far side of my hand a loop around my opponent's hips, because wherever my opponent turns their hips now, I will go with them, and that's the connection we want. Alright, so let's think about it from the top. Half guard position. Make sure everyone can see. Happy days. So it's going to be like a conventional half guard, whereby I have one of my opponent's legs between mine, my calf is going to come across their calf, and I can either cross my legs here, or just have my top foot standing on my bottom foot. This is not some kind of Z-guard action here. I'm just loose in the conventional half. Alright? Key things I need to worry about here, of course. Cross face. So he comes into cross face. I'm going to hook the bicep, put the strong part of my forearm in the crook of his bicep. I do not let him control my collar. I do not let him control my head. My inside space on this side is key. I want this space, my opponent wants this space. That's the fight right there. So if we're on our side, okay, leg positions however it needs to be, our opponent comes in, I'm going to connect 2-on-1, alright, to stop that cross face. This position also closes my elbow line. And as my opponent drives forward and overcommits on this side, my elbow swims through and I get the underhook on this side. Notice my arm hasn't changed here. Denied the cross face, found the underhook. That is my first position I need to be. Alright, but I don't stop there. Look at that one more time. So we're in the half guard, our opponent comes in, we block 2-on-1, one on the shoulder, one on the bicep. Alright, as my opponent overcommits on this side, my elbow swims on the inside, and you'll see it pop out the top, followed by my arm. This stays connected in the cross face. Now I've got the underhook. Happy days. Okay, let's spin it round. So once I get that position, 5 degrees, happy days. Once I get that position here, I swim. Now my legs need to do 3 things at the same time. Okay, so what I need to do, to be able to get deep on the position, I need to bump my opponent up. I'll use my knee for that in my opponent's butt. I need to bridge whilst doing that to provide maximum energy. And I need to dive low. So it's like a push and a bridge off my right leg. And on the outside leg, I'm pulling myself under. Remember, I'm aiming to get my arm from here initially down to the hip line, and crucially, my whole arm covering my opponent's belt. Alright, it's a mistake to think, it's a mistake to think that the underhook, when my shoulder is here, this is acceptable. It's not acceptable. I need to have my shoulder on my opponent's belt and my arm all the way around. So I have connection onto both hip sockets of my opponent. Shoulder does one, hand does the other. That's the key. Move back up a bit, mate, please. Okay, so we find a position, here up, 2-on-1, block the cross face. As they come in, I dive with the elbow. Now look, I'm I'm going to bridge a knee, fire myself down, so I find this hip line here. And this is key. Notice my foot position's not changed, but I find this hip position. Alright? Look how low I am. I'm even below my opponent's belt line. That's great. The closer I can get to kind of line of his pants, that's awesome. And you'll see in the gi, there's this little hole. I like to aim to get 2 fingers in the far side of the pants. Alright, if I can get that, I'm anchored, I'm good to go. Alright, spin all the way around, put your feet. So we do multiple angles today. We need to look at all the angles. So he flies in, boom, 2 on 1. He keeps coming. Elbow does the job. Hip, fly down. Look at my hand, still monitoring this arm here. I now have the connection. Look how far I come over. Okay, there's the hole in the gi. I can grab that, or I can grab the pants. The problem with grabbing the belt is it moves, and the gi will move. The pants pretty much always stay on, or we like to think they do anyway. I get this connection. This is checkmate. Okay, all I need to do now is switch my legs. So I bring my outside leg over the top of my opponent's, the leg I was controlling. That's it. That's checkmate position. Okay? The key thing I'm worried about now is my opponent grabbing this hand. If he can control this, he can deny my ability to come up. Alright? So I do not want this to be controlled. So as I come underneath, I then hide my elbow underneath my body. Okay, and the first way, the easiest way to get up, if we just shuffle around this way, please, would be to extract my bottom leg. How do I do that? I come up to my elbow. Okay, I pull on that leg that's controlling at the back, and I pull my knee out. Okay, from there you can see I now have full connection to my opponent's hip. I can take him this way, I can roll him back this way, I can come out to the back, whatever you want. You've got to the checkmate position. Alright? A few people will be thinking, oh yeah, but Professor Mike, he could just whiz you here and keep you down. Man, he does me a joy. He wants to do that? No problem. We'll just take him down this way. It's always a sweep. Once you get to the checkmate position, there's always a sweep available. Okay, so we're looking at it one more time, the whole way through. Remember, 2 on 1, 2 on 1, underhook. You've got to bridge, knee them over the top, whilst diving below, get the connection to the hip. Switch your legs. That's it. Easy peasy. Let's have a look. One more time. Okay, half guard. It comes in. 2 on 1. It drives forward. Look at the elbow line. Just find the elbow. Come through. Plant my foot. Bridge and knee. And I dive underneath. I dive underneath. Control the hip line. Switch the legs. And from here, hide the elbow. It's the checkmate position. Alright, from there, all the options are yours. Let's get team. So there you go. This was popularised by Lucas Leitch. Won a lot of world championships doing this position. One of my favourite positions. Just make sure you master this entry, because if you can get to the checkmate position, the choice is yours. See you tomorrow. Take care.